So it's been another year. We're now getting into Christmas time, and yes, it's technically December 1st where I am right now, where I post this video, so don't give me that. It's not even December shtick, because I will genuinely uppercut you if I see you in the streets. But anyway, another year, another season of League of Legends, and another 365 days of regret wasting my time on this video game trying to get diamond with a zoo's worth of monkeys dragging me down. Now, I'm sure we all feel the same way. But as we pass into the next season, let's remember what made the last season so great, or terrible. Or both. Why not both? Let's just go with both. So, with new champions released, one of my current favourite supports was actually released this season. A champion that, despite being the only champion in the lore, as far as I can tell, that actually gets laid, is camp enough to rival Taric, which is impressive, and I love him. And I am of course talking about Rakan, probably one of the most interesting supports that I have had the pleasure of playing, and if you haven't tried Rakan yet, I would highly recommend it. Alongside this, of course, is his main squeeze Xayah, a champion that appears to either be useless or completely obliterate anybody in my games, and there's never really anywhere in between. And another champion that seems to want to follow the trend of invulnerable ultimates, which annoys me to absolutely no end. There's also champions like Kayn who remind me that there is genuinely no god. When I look at my scoreboard and see that it's 28 minutes into the game, and Kayn has completely yet to transform. That is just undeniable evidence that there is absolutely no god. Ornn was released, a champion that was so hilariously pathetic on release, only to be overtuned to the point that he is so strong and he bullies so hard that he might as well break the cybernetic bonds of this game, grab your skull through the monitor, and demand you for your lunch money. Probably one of the least fun, not only to play against, but even just to play as. He's just kind of there. You're just kind of there. There's not really a whole lot else to say, to be honest. His gameplay, along with the kind of creatures that play this champion, leads me to believe that Riot Games were catering to the prehistoric man as their main target demographic. The only type of person that would play and actually find the tedious type of boring gameplay that Ornn provides, of slowly noodle slapping another tank for 40 seconds and seeing which one's jungler comes top to stop the fight first, is absolutely a low-browed Neanderthal, and I'm sorry I've offended every Ornn main, but I'm pretty sure none of you can even deny that yourselves. As well as that, a number of champions got visual and gameplay updates. Our gut went from this ridiculous creature just pretending to be a snowman and trying to get a girlfriend, to a character that looks like it was taken straight out of Diablo, complete with Butcher-style nightmare fuel.
Yes, you're another rapper, yapping over other people's tracks if it matters. Living in a glass house, wonder why it gets shattered. Chat that crap and you wonder why you get bad. This is why you can't take a ticket to this style of us. This disc get pissed like whipping out, and I can't stand to see this Venus monument. The cleanest got red, it's 2025. I staying alive, still living in my glass bubble. Hubble and rubble, do not trouble me living life. Jubbly, doughboy, DVDs and magazines, celebrities and amnesty and honesty, the monarchy, the rap Morrissey, the crap oddity, poverty, best stuff, that much Guantanamo, Penelope, now that's stuff.
Evelynn single-handedly raised the game to an M rating with some of the wacky stuff that she's been saying about rods and staffs and Jesus Christ, women. I'm not even going to talk about it because I'm 99% certain that even having the word RIP in the title of my video is going to get it like demonetized or ad restricted, but even if it doesn't, if someone like looks through this manually to check and see and what's going on and they see what Evelynn's saying, you can just kiss that ad money goodbye. I'm sorry, you know, forget Elsagate, no, forget like all these weird rings on YouTube of like weird predators. No, this League of Legends video is the greatest defender and it must be destroyed. In other news, Malzahar was made somehow even easier than he was previously, lowering his APM from about 6 to about 4 actions per minute on average. I still don't understand Katarina mains. Rengar's one-shot you, LeBlanc seems somehow clunkier than before, Talon is frustrating to try and kill, Warwick is a fast boy, Galio can somehow build full tank and still chunk you for 90% of your HP, Sejuani became a scourge in League of Legends by not taking any damage whatsoever, Maokai is even less fun to play against than he previously was, Zenzou is pretty much the same thing but he has a skill shot for some reason now, Cho'Gath is one-shot and carries as a full tank. Okay! Azir got a change that apparently made him different or better, but I'm not genuinely sure what that even changed, and a variety of AD champions decided that they basically had had enough of the fiesta that was bot lane and decided to take it to the jungle instead. Eventually, the jungle will claim every single AD carry that there is in the game, and then junglers will have nowhere else to go apart from maybe bot lane. Also, Lethality was released, a statistic that despite having looked at the maths behind it, I still have absolutely no idea how it works, and whenever I buy Lethality, I just pray to God that whatever I happen to be buying and whatever I happen to be doing is actually the correct thing to do. I failed maths, Don't judge me. Also, I can't read. We had items released like the Poacher's Dirk that not a single person in the entire history of League of Legends has ever purchased. We had support items like the Knight's Vow and the Redemption, which paved the way for the Ardent Censer meta that I'm sure everyone in the comment section, we can all agree that that was the best meta. That was so much fun. I love the Ardent Censer meta. Oh god, it was so good not killing anyone ever. Oh, supplemented by the new support items that you buy at the start of the game, which were all revolving around giving you mana and a ridiculous amount of gold, to the point where even AD carries were buying relic shields so that they could give their support even more money so they could get an Ardent Censer even faster. And dear god, other items like the Gargoyle Stoneplate were the perfect item for people who enjoyed organising spreadsheets, and the removal of Abyssal Scepter, which looked a lot like Grandma from SpongeBob, left a big dent in all of our hearts that I don't think will ever really be filled again. Jungle plants were added, and I'm still kind of meh about them. Kind of meh about the whole thing, to be honest. RNG dragons as well. There's really nothing more frustrating than your team hitting the damn thing when you're trying to go past it, or to be fired in the totally different direction than you want to go, especially if you're chasing after an enemy or there's an enemy getting away, not because they were smart or anything, not because there was actually like an outplay that happened and the enemy team managed to get away, just because there's a get out of mistake free plant lined up at certain areas for exactly that purpose. And the dragons with their ridiculous RNG that's just going to give you 3 Cloud Drakes in a row whilst the enemy team, every single time that is an Inferno Drake, they're perfectly lined up every single time to get it. Perfect. Rift Herald was updated into a thing that actually does things now. I actually can't even remember what it used to do. I think it just gave Golden a buff, but now it does things, despite the fact that basically nobody actually knows how to efficiently use the damn thing. And frequently I have people come into my lanes and quite literally stand still whilst channeling it in front of enemies, behind towers even, whilst the enemy laner wails on them because they forgot that they actually even had Rift Herald. They were just trying to ward. What? What the actual, for the finest, the greatest thing of all that was added to League of Legends, something that really does affect the game in a broader scope than just gameplay. It affects the culture of the game, it affects the players, it affects the investors, man. Everybody should be interested in this because it was the greatest thing that was even released in Season 7. And I know you're thinking about it. You're thinking, you're sitting there, you're imagining in your head what I could possibly be talking about, but there is an image that is slowly fading into your view. And you know that it's true. And you know that I'm being completely serious here because it's changed everything. And what I am talking about is Mpengu. Truly the greatest creation that Riot Games has ever made for this game. It has completely changed the entire dynamic of the game, and it's something that I wish I could take outside of the game. If they sold Mpengu pillows, if they sold Mpengu bed sheets, anything like that, you know that I'd be purchasing that right now. Right now, there is nothing that we can get from Mpengu. The closest thing that you could get to outside League of Legends and Mpengu is, you know, subscribing to me on Twitch, because I've got a Mpengu emote there, which is probably the only one in the world. It's the freshest Mpengu, and it's probably my only good emote. But still, I don't know. Season 7, it's not been half bad, but it already looks like it's not even going to pale in comparison to Season 8. Everything is going to be different in Season 8, and in all reality, this was probably one of the worst seasons in League. Maybe it's just been because I remember the older days more fondly, and I feel like a lot of people haven't played in the older days where things were a bit more like new, but it just felt a little bit out of whack for me. But with preseason for Season 8, things seem fresh. Things seem fun, and I'm ready to take on ranked, and I'm ready to try new things, and I'm ready to try silly builds, and I'm ready to just have fun and actually enjoy the game. It feels like a completely different game. It's crazy. But I'm happy to put this chapter of League of Legends history behind me, and I'm ready to put it to bed and put it to rest. I'm not going to miss it, but still, I have to thank it for getting us to where we are now. Now guys and gals, I would really like it if you would join me in the comment section, and press F to pay your respects to Season 7. Here's to another year of wasting our time playing this video game, and many happy games. Well guys, that was another RIP. I haven't done one in a while, purely because the whole demonetization ad restriction thing was really flagging me for having RIP in the title, but I wanted to do one for Season 7, and if it gets demonetized, it gets demonetized. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to make a video rambling and talking about it because I don't know. Scene 7 was, you know, it deserves some a little bit of recognition, right? But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. If you've made it through this 9-odd 10-minute video and you're new to the channel and you've never subscribed to me yet, why not? You've made it all the way through this, you might as well subscribe. You haven't really got a whole lot to lose. It's, you know, it's free. You might as well. Thank you guys all for the support. Thank you guys for all the views and all the king comments on the channel. I really love it. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video, and take care. Have a good one.